This one will have a lot of modifications, so let's get ready. As you can see, Barbie fashionistas nowadays are just straight, like they don't have movement. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut off her limbs. So the elbow, the wrist, the knees, and also the ankles. And we're gonna put it together and we're gonna pose her a little bit different. Here we have all of it laid out and we're gonna put it back together with some wire and some foam. And now we're just putting it back together and look at that. Like, she is able to do some movements, you know what I mean? I wish this is how the Barbie is. And now that it's all connected again, I'm just doing some subtle poses here and there, just playing around with it to see what I like. I'm gonna take my epoxy sculpt over here. It is a 2-part epoxy clay, and we're just gonna mix it together. And I'm just gonna go ahead and try and give her Lizzo's body. When I was sculpting her body, I felt like an actual Renaissance person, like a Renaissance artiste, because most Grecian statues, they have a lot of curves, they have a lot of volume, and they're so romantic looking and they're so soft. And I think that was the main goal during the Renaissance time, is to make stone and marble look as soft as possible, very smooth. And yeah, I was just kind of getting those vibes. I was like, oh, am I a Renaissance? Am I a Leonardo da Vinci? And now I'm done with sculpting her body, as you can see over here. Let's go ahead and take this to the water and give her some sanding. Look at that. You know, oh my god, and it's very smooth to the touch though, so I was actually kind of obsessed with that. And now let's go ahead and paint her, and the main goal is to match it with the Barbie head, because I think that is pretty close to Lizzo's actual skin tone. And I think for the skin, by itself, I did maybe a maximum of 5 layers. I love the tone of the color. It's perfectly warm, it's not too cool tone, and yeah, I'm obsessed. Of course, we're gonna do some blushing, contouring, and shadowing to the body. So we can go ahead and do that now because this has already been sprayed with Mr. Super Clear. I don't know, I love it. And over here I am contouring and putting some shadows all over her body, really. You want to make up those shadows so that the skin tone doesn't look too flat. And if you want to fake some shadows here and there, that can also be done with contouring. And overall, it just gives the skin a little bit more dimension, and it actually highlights and contours the sculpt. Wow, I'm obsessed. The body blushing is everything for me. I love it. And now we can move on to the design of her bodysuit. Well, in this case, it's actually going to be tattoos. So I will be drawing the designs on her actual body. The illusion in the music video is that she is supposed to be naked, in my mind at least, like I said. For these tattoos, I actually only did it with 1 layer of the pencil, and then I'm gonna go over it with paint. My hands are a bit shaky, so doing this, if I was to freehand this, it would have been a messy situation. So sketching it out with the watercolor pencil was paramount. And there you have it. As you can see, only one layer of paint and it is completely opaque and beautiful. I have sprayed this with Mr. Super Clear. I'm gonna be using my resin metallic pigment powders and we're gonna highlight her body. And I believe I layered this 3 times. And as you can see, oh my god, the gold shimmer is everything. I'm like obsessed with it. Now let's go ahead and give her some sandals. So over here, I'm just tracing her foot over to a piece of paper and I'm gonna transfer that onto our Warbler. If you are familiar with Warbler, it is a cosplay staple material that I actually use for doll customizations. And these ones are actually heat activated. You can mold them and sculpt them a little bit. So over here, I'm just taking my heat gun. As you can see, it becomes really, really flexible and bendable and all that. So yeah. And of course, we have to paint it gold to match everything. And for the straps of the sandal, I am going a little extra with this one. I know hers stops at the ankle, but I thought, why not make it a calf length? So that's what I did. And over here, I'm just using these gold elastic thread that I got from Michaels. And now let's go ahead and glue the sole onto her foot. I decided to cover the sole as well with the same exact ribbon. I thought that was actually a great matching opportunity. And now we are working on some glitter. As you can see over here, I have a crystal glitter. I also got some Swarovski crystals. And oh my gosh, these are expensive. $5 per pack, as you can see, and these are not a lot. I'm also using gold glitter, just in case we actually ran out of the crystals. I started with the crystal glitter first, the transparent one, and I'm just gonna glue that all over her body so that it is completely covered. Of course, you can't forget underneath the straps of the sandal, you know, you can't skip those. And now let's go ahead and move with the crystals. And like I said, I had to use this appropriately and I had to spread it out because I only had 5 packs. And now I am using the gold glitter, and this is the same exact size as the crystal glitter that I was using first. And I thought this was just a cool way to give some dimension with all of the crystals so that they're not completely uniform. I like how she has 3 different kinds of glistening and glitter all over her body. And as you can see, I ignored her right arm because that is going to be covered in sleeves anyway. I was like, I'm not going to use any of the Swarovski on her right arm because that is a waste. I will be making her headdress, her crown, and I'm just tracing the piece with paper over here so I can get a basic shape. And I am tracing that onto Warbler as well. That will be the base for our crown. For her clothes, I have this fabric over here that has a shift of gold and silver, and I thought it was perfect for the fabrics that she was using. Yeah, the fabric that she was wearing, it was supposed to be draped and it's supposed to be hiding like certain things, obviously, because there is the nude illusion. And for her makeup over here, she had a really interesting makeup because her eyebrows were kind of scratched up. And she had a subtle smoky eye, which I kind of made it a little bit more drastic, just to give it more dimension. And yeah, that was pretty much her entire makeup. She didn't really have anything graphic going on except for her eyebrows. Her lips for this one was giving me different hues, because in some pictures they look red, in some pictures they look gold. So I was like, I don't know what to do. We'll just go for a red, like a realistic tone of red. So yeah. And of course, let's go ahead and give her some contouring and blushing. You guys know, the obsession will continue for the face with contouring and the blushing. Over here, I am just highlighting her brow bone, just so that her eyebrows are actually a little bit more graphic and they actually pop out. Her bottom lashes for this one was actually pretty dramatic and long, so I'm just trying to recreate that as well. And of course, let's not forget the catch lights for her eyes, and for that one I was using paint. And you guys know it was coming, of course, the gold highlight will continue for the head as well. Now let's go ahead and give her some lashes to balance out her bottom lashes. And for this one I'm using human fake individual lashes. And of course, let's go ahead and gloss up her lips. And we are pretty much done with her face. Now let's go ahead and put her hair and do some final stylings. I mean, look at that hair. Look at this hair. It is super long and it fits so well. I'm just using some Barbie earrings over here, classic Barbie earrings, and it actually fits the look really, really well. Again, with the filigree tube, I'm using that as a bracelet. And of course, she has really long nails for this look, so I'm just using hot glue for that one. And the manicure color, I believe, was white and it had gold tips onto it, so I'm just trying to recreate that as well. Again, I'm using nail charms over here as her jewelry. Now we're done.